Fabulous. So welcome everyone to our last 2020 episode of True Entrepreneur Stories, CCGM Consulting podcast. We've interviewed quite a few amazing entrepreneurs and small business owners this year, and we finish in style with the amazing Shabari. Hi, Shabari.
Hi, hello Ariane. Thank you so much for having me today.
My pleasure. Let me introduce our amazing guest today. So Shabari is a green lifestyle consultant. She is also London Vegan Business Network leader, and she is also the founder of the World Vegan Virtual Market. So plenty to talk about today with Shabari in the next 30 minutes. If you are watching us live today on the Restream Facebook, you're very welcome to leave some comments below. We will check them out towards the end if you have any questions for our guest, Shabari. If not, please type in replay. This way we know that you are playing the replay or listening on the podcast. So we have plenty of questions for you, Shabari, today. Are you ready?
Oh, thank you. It's really an honour and a pleasure to be interviewed by you, Ariane. I believe we first met earlier this year, back in February, at one of the expos, business expos in Hillingdon.
Yes, absolutely.
In Hillingdon, Hillingdon, Ealing area, Brent maybe. Yes, I think that it was in Brent.
Absolutely, it was in West London, and it's been nearly a year that we've known each other, and I think we've grown quite a bit throughout this year, and you certainly have since we have met. And the first question I would like to ask you is going to explain to our listeners and to our viewers what your passion is all about with your business. So what is it that you do and why? Tell us a little bit about the origin of your businesses, ventures.
Thank you. Oh, well, I wear 3 different hats, so I'll speak about each of them. So my first hat as a green lifestyle consultant, I started that business about 6 years ago. At the time, I wanted to actually start my own business. I was in the corporate world for many years, and I was never satisfied. I never really got the promotion that I wanted. I was never really valued in the workplace. So I thought to myself, well, actually, I want to set up my own business, but I've not, despite me doing a business degree and also a master's degree in international business administration and MA, I never really had the experience of running my own business. So about six and a half years ago, this opportunity came through in the form of an email, and somebody who is a life coach actually sent me an email because I was on her mailing list, and she mentioned about this particular skincare company, and there were 3 words that actually got me hooked. One of them was vegan business, because I myself have been a vegan for 23 years. And so the words vegan business really jumped out at me. The second word was life coach, and then the third one was Lord Sugar, because it's a business that Lord Sugar is actually involved in as a partner. So I without much thought really, I actually signed up to become an independent distributor of that company, and I thought you know, for me, you know, being a vegan of 23 years, I have been looking for products that are not just vegan. I mean, it was difficult enough to try to find, you know, vegan skincare, vegan body care, vegan cosmetics, you know, that kind of thing. But this particular company, it just ticked all the boxes of being eco-friendly, of being cruelty-free, vegan, natural, and chemical-free, harsh chemical-free as well. So yes, I signed up as an independent distributor, and I haven't looked back, and I've had so many different opportunities actually. Within the 6 years, I mean, I've done stalls up and down the country, you know, places like the Bournemouth Yoga and Vegan Festival, Coventry Yoga and Vegan Festival, and even Sheffield Yoga and Vegan Festival. And funnily enough, I've studied at Bournemouth, Coventry, and Sheffield. I did my degrees there, and yeah, and it was just amazing to be back there, you know, 20 plus years later, and just you know, take a trip down memory lane, while at the same time it was for work purposes as well. But as well as doing stalls up and down the country, I've had opportunities to actually give talks to a wide range of audiences as well. So I've been invited to give talks about chemical-free living, you know, for people who want to avoid chemicals in their everyday products, and also about veganism as well. I've given talks about veganism to various different audiences as well. So I've learned so much within the 6 years of running my vegan skincare business. So I'll now talk a little bit about my role in the London Vegan Business Network. So so I'm a leader of the London Vegan Business Network. And although I didn't actually set up that particular Facebook group, it was a friend of mine who set it up as a networking group for vegan businesses. When I took over, there was less than 100 members, and within the last 4 years, I've actually grown it to over 850, almost 900 members. And so it's a networking and support group on Facebook that I'm running for free, and we have vegan businesses, vegan startups. We also have budding entrepreneurs who may have an idea or may not have an idea, but want to maybe like you know, network with other people to see what is out there, or you know, what ideas they can come up with. Students as well, and also job seekers who are looking for vegan jobs, and so I've been running that particular group for about 4 years now, and it's growing all the time. And in fact, vegan businesses are growing all the time. More and more people are wanting to become vegan, or are vegan curious and like the idea of becoming a vegan, but maybe are a little bit unsure about whether they would be able to. But because you see, veganism isn't just a diet. A lot of people might think, oh, you know, it's a diet, but it's not. It's a philosophy, and it's also a lifestyle as well, where you you know, you live a cruelty-free life, where you shun the use of animals in every way possible. Of course, there are things that are unavoidable, you know, like medicines and that kind of thing. So I wouldn't advise you know, you to not take medicine if you need it, just because it's not vegan. But it is a philosophy of avoiding animal products and animal testing as far as practicable and possible, and that's the Vegetarian Society definition of being a vegan.
So this is for your second hat, and just a quick parenthesis with this. So what advice, that was one of the questions we had, what advice would you say to anyone who's interested in starting their own vegan business? What would be one piece of advice that you would like to share to our listeners or viewers today? So one piece of advice that you'd like to share about setting up your own vegan business.
So I would say that don't think about it too much. You know, because the more you think about it, the more you kind of think, oh, you know, my logo needs to be perfect, or I need to come up with the perfect name for my business. And if you keep doing that over and over again in your head, you're not going to start. So my piece of advice would be just do it, just go for it, just start, and worry about the details later, worry about the name later, worry about the logo later. You're probably not going to get the perfect name in the world or the perfect logo in the world, but you will you know, eventually do something that that you are happy with in those respects. But I would just go for it.
Absolutely, and I agree 100%. Absolutely. Talking about which, we'll come back to your third hat in a minute, Shabari. Talking about which, is there a motivational quote that you hang on to, or that you have nearby, that you look, that inspires you business-wise?
Oh, I have a quote in mind. I don't know whether it's motivational as such, but it is kind of the way. In fact, I had it on my Facebook profile for quite some time, and I think that for me, it's the reality of things. So my quote that I always try to remember is that you can please. I'm not actually sure who actually said it, but I'll have I'll look it up afterwards. So my quote is you can please some of the people some of the time. You can please most of the people some of the time, and but you can't please all of the people all of the time. I think that's how it goes, and I've kind of remembered that.
Yes, let's have a quick look. You can please some of the people all of the time. You can please all of the people some of the time, but you can't please
all of the people all of the time.
John Lydgate.
Fantastic.
Quite a good one. Yes, very good one to have nearby. I like that one, Shabari. Very good, very good.
Thank you.
So, moving on to your next, your third hat, which I was a witness of. It was quite amazing to see it grow just like this online. So, when was it that you started your the World Vegan online market, virtual market, Shabari? When did you actually start it?
Well, that was kind of this was in October, so it wasn't that long ago actually, and I was kind of like following a school friend who does the same skincare business that that I do, but she's got lots of other hats as well. She runs this mum's business group, and also she does a variety of things. And I was kind of you know, observing her for a while, and I actually spoke to her about what I can do. So, you know, I mentioned to her, well, you know, in regards to my skincare business, I'm having to do things differently now than before. Like before, I used to do lots of events, but now it's all online. And then with my London Vegan Business Network. I'm running that actually as a support group for free, and I was kind of like was wanting to maybe get some ideas from her in terms of like how she's doing her various initiatives. And because what happened was she started an initiative of setting up a Diwali market, a virtual Diwali market in October, and then you know, she wanted me to sort of spread the word about it, which I did, and then I kind of you know, sort of messaged to her about any ideas in terms of what I can do, and then she just came up with the idea of well, why don't I do a similar thing to the Diwali one, except it would be for vegans. And without much thought, actually, I think I perhaps just thought about it for one day, and then the following day I just thought, okay, I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to think about, you know, what I should, what name it should be, what you know, all those details, and I just set up a Facebook page, you know, came up with the name, and then created a page for my London Vegan Business Network, so that I can link that with the World Vegan Market as well. And because and for me it was perfect timing, because November was World Vegan Month.
Yes.
And you know, it was just literally less than a week before that the idea came, and I just ran with it, and I thought, okay, I know I don't have a lot of time. I literally have just less than a week to set up the virtual market, and to find stall holders, to find you know, people to join the group, and
And it was
yeah,
quite amazing because you had such a variety of things happening at the markets. It was really interesting. Do you want to share a little bit what different virtual stall holders you had at the market?
Yeah, so I wanted my market to be different to other markets. I mean, there may be other vegan markets on Facebook, but I wanted mine to be different in that, you know, in terms of the stall holders, I wanted a variety of stall holders providing vegan products, vegan services. Also, a lot of them were eco-friendly as well, because, you know, although it doesn't always happen that that vegan and green goes hand in hand, a lot of people who are vegan also think about the environment as well, and the impact that they are making on the environment. So a lot of my stall holders were actually you know, sort of integrating sustainability into their products as well. I mean, we had somebody who actually makes handbags from paper leather, from cork leather, and also from coconut leather as well, which was amazing, because I'd never, I mean, I'd heard of companies using pineapple leather and mushroom leather as well, but I hadn't heard of the others as well. So, you know, for me it was a big sort of like learning experience as well, and I learned a lot from my stall holders, and particularly the ones that I did a spotlight on, and also as well, what's different about my market is that at both the World Vegan Month market and the World Vegan Christmas market, I did a weekend. So I did a special gala weekend in November, and then I did a health and well-being weekend for the Christmas one. So for the November one, I interviewed a number of sort of high-profile, prominent vegans, you know, for example, the owner of VegFest. I had an interview with him, and also some other prominent vegans as well, ones who are in the there was a lady who I interviewed who is a solicitor by day and a vegan and animal rights advocate by night, and so yeah. And also I had cookery demonstrations as well. I had live cookery demonstrations. I had
that was quite popular, I'm sure. The cookery, vegan cookery lives, were they?
Yes, yes. So, you know, I had, but back in November, I had a few people do live ones then, and then also during my health and well-being weekend, I had all the cookery demonstrators on one day, and then the speakers on the following day. So I had 5 cookery demonstrators on the Saturday, and they were really amazing, actually. Yeah, that they were really good. And you know, this is the thing, you know, in terms of my market, I wanted to show people that you know, vegan, a lot of people might think, oh well, you know, vegan food is boring, and you know, you're not going to get enough nutrients that by becoming vegan, that kind of thing. So I wanted to dispel the myths of those, to show that no, vegan food isn't boring. You know, you can have what you want, and but you know, obviously without animal products. And there are so many products that are out there, that you just wouldn't miss the meat, or fish or dairy or eggs, you know, because you can make it, because a lot of vegan food products like tofu absorb flavors a lot better. You know, you can do so much with vegan food.
So I'm guessing well, one of the questions I had was what motivates your passion. I think we know the answer to that, but we'd love to hear you tell us in your own words what steers you, what motivates you to wear all those 3 different hats with your businesses.
Yes, well,
Passion behind it.
yeah, I mean, I in it, because I've been vegan for 23 years, and you know, that I wanted to do something that involves my passion for veganism, but also to integrate all my learnings from the past. You know, what I've you know, what I've learned at university, what I've learned actually in the 6 years of running my skincare business. I used to actually do a lot of face-to-face networking, meeting lots of different people, and so I've learned a lot from them. And also you know, even during the lockdown as well, I've learned a lot through networking on Zoom with lots of different people as well. And so I guess that in what motivates me is that you know, I've been doing all these things for years, and just you know, like say for example with the virtual markets that I'm running, I feel that finally it's kind of all coming together, all my learning, all my you know, my passion, and you know, the fact that that I haven't given up. You know, there were times, for example, with my skincare business that that I did want to give up. The life of a entrepreneur, the life of a sole trader, a small business owner isn't easy.
Yes.
You know, you're on your own most of the time, and you know, it is very difficult to motivate yourself. And you know, for the virtual market, I did wonder whether I could do it, but I had that extra thing inside me, and I believe that we all of us have that extra thing that is inside of us, and we might think, oh, you know, it's an impossible task, that it's too big a task for me. But if you have that self-belief, if you really believe in what you're doing, and that it's for a bigger cause than just yourself, it is for the community, the wider community out there, then that is something that will motivate and push you into doing that particular thing. And I brought that thing, that extra thing that was inside of me, to actually motivate myself in doing the virtual markets, and to be able to pull it off.
Absolutely. And again, I agree with you 100%, Shabari. What I usually say to small business owners and entrepreneurs is your passion has to be stronger than all the hard work and the hardship involved. So yes, definitely passion is motivation. And as you said rightly, seeing the bigger picture, which is in your case, spreading the love for veganism, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Spreading the love and maybe educating at the same time, through
Yeah,
your actions.
absolutely.
I think nowadays we need to hear more the voice of veganism. The voice of others is too loud, so veganism has to shout a little bit louder and be a little bit more out there. And I think you're doing a great job with your 3 different platforms, which actually complement each other really nicely.
Thank you.
So well done, Shabari. We've got a few minutes left. Let me just have a quick look how we did with all the questions that we had for you. Favorite quotes, we did that. We'll share it below in the comments if our listeners and viewers want to grab it and keep it somewhere. Your motivation and your passion, you shared it beautifully, Shabari.
Thank
Uh, and probably as a last question, what are your future plans, your future business plans, now that we're moving on to a new year 2021?
Oh wow, yes. Can you believe it? Today is the last day of 2020, and for many it's been well, you know, it's been a tumultuous year for many. For others, you know, it's been opportunities. And you know, on my London Vegan Business Network, I always try and motivate my members by actually having a theme every day, in terms of like, you know, what are there like small wins, you know, what are there sort of like plans for the future, you know, that kind of thing, just to keep them motivated. So just to sum up 2020, before I go into my future plans, I guess 2020 has been a year, it's been a mixed year, but I've seen the year 2020 as a year of opportunities. It's been a year where I've met so many different people through networking, through Zoom. You know, I've met so many different groups and networking groups as well, and I've done a lot more networking, I would say, in the year 2020 in the lockdown situation, because I guess before, you know, you would only be able to go to one particular meeting or one particular networking event, whereas you know, nowadays you can go to 2, 3, 4, you know, in one day. And so because of that, I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot about myself. I've stretched myself in terms of what I've learned. You know, for example, back in the summer, I created my own chat show on my skincare group as well, and I actually invited guests who were able to talk about various different subjects. You know, for example, I had somebody talking about mental health. I had someone talk about BLM. I had someone talk about you know, various different issues, you know, female leadership, and also yeah, other issues as well that perhaps are a little bit difficult to kind of tackle, you know, particularly when it comes to things like mental health. So I've really sort of stretched myself and learnt a lot. So going into 2021, I am in regards to my virtual market, first of all, I am going to be doing a January market, so I will so I will post some details about that. January is a particularly busy time for lots of small businesses and entrepreneurs because of the deadline of the tax return. So yes, I won't talk too much about that though. But yes, it's quite a lot to manage in January. But yes, I am going to go for it, and then yes, continue with the markets. You know, perhaps doing a one for Valentine's Day, one for Mother's Day, and a spring market as well. So yes,
So
I can see that that like there are lots of opportunities. Yeah, but you know, to continue that.
your details below for people to be able to contact you, Shabari, who are interested in joining you on one of your platforms, whether it's the virtual market or if they are aspiring vegan business entrepreneurs, or for your vegan the tropic, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. I call I call myself, or as in like my brand, if you like, my sub brand is Shabari LoveTropic. So that's how people can remember me.
Lovely. I love the name. I love the name. Shabari, would you like to share anything else before we fold this amazing interview? Anything else you would like to share that you have missed?
That I have missed. You mean
Anything you would like
being
to
in the
share?
lockdown situation? Is that what you mean?
What I meant was anything you would like to share on top of what you have shared with our listeners and viewers. Any last notes you would like to share?
Oh, just that yes, I mean although there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of what's going to happen in the future, you know, obviously post Brexit and also the coronavirus situation as well. Yes, it is tough on a lot of businesses, but there is help out there, and just you know, don't feel as though that you are alone in all of this. You know, you can speak to people. I'm happy for people to get in touch with me. You know, if you need any advice, or just you know, want to have somebody to speak to, you know, I wouldn't sort of like I guess for me, I wouldn't say that I'm kind of like that I know everything. I mean, what I learned at university was just purely theory. It's only from doing a business that I actually learned about it. But you know, there's still a lot more that that I myself can learn, and it's all about you know, learning from each other. So that's what I'd like to leave people with. That yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, and we can all learn from each other.
Thank you so much, Shabari. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Shabari. Connecting, especially with everything happening nowadays, staying connected, staying positive or rather optimistic is very important. So thank you so much. Let me just have a quick look if we have any comments at the moment. No comments at the moment in the Facebook, but please do leave us any comments, any message. Let us know if you have watched this replay. Shabari, thank you so much for being our last 2020 interview for True Entrepreneur Stories podcast. It was a great afternoon to have you with us, especially on New Year's Eve, stepping into the new year. Thank you so much, Shabari, and I'm sure we will hear from you again very soon. I think you have a talk coming up. Is it next week on the 7th of January?
That's right, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be your guest. Thank you so much, Ariane. I feel really honoured to be your guest today. And yes, so on the 7th of January, I will be participating in a panel, and that's the Thursday 7th of January at 8 p.m. and that is going to be on the Harrow Health Matters Facebook group, and and so that's going to be about veganism, because the month of January is when I guess a lot of people are thinking, well, about New Year's resolutions. You know, they may be thinking, well, what can they do? They may have overindulged during Christmas and are thinking, well, you know, I've put on all this weight over Christmas, I want to lose that weight, and what can I do? And a lot of people may be thinking about going vegan. And so the month of January is the perfect opportunity actually to go vegan. So the panel that's going to happen next Thursday is about that. So do come along, and if you have any questions about veganism, about the lifestyle, about we will also talk about vegan protein versus animal protein, you know, which is better. And but if you have any other questions regarding veganism, do join and ask the panelists. So yes, I'll also put the details in the chat box about that for anyone who'd like to join.
Amazing, Shabari. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you, viewers, for watching us live or playing this in replay. Have a lovely New Year's Eve evening, everyone. Whatever you are doing, stay safe, stay optimistic, keep doing what you are doing. You can do it, as we talked about it today. Just simply do it. Get in touch with us. There's lots of help out there to help you on the way to your entrepreneurship and to your success. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.